Today we are going to be looking at the power window switch for an S13 240sx. I'm sure this should work with the 200sx or the 180sx. This is what you take out of the door. If you aren't this far yet, then you don't need to go any further. The first thing you should look at is the manual, which can be found, I believe, on the front page of 240sx.org. This is in section BF, page 11. And you need to check that you have power coming from the harness before you mess with the switch. I'm doing this because my driver's side window will not roll up, but it will roll down, and the passenger window works, so I know there's power and everything, and I can get it to work by just connecting pins 3 and 4 on the harness side of the connector, not this side. Alright, well, the first thing we're going to do is take this out. Of course, if you're not here, then you shouldn't go any further. We're going to flip it over. The first thing you're going to notice, there are 2 screws up front and 2 screws on the back. This will release the switch from the plastic casing itself, and it just pulls right out after you undo those screws. So you have your lock, driver window, passenger window. What we're gonna do, I haven't put this back together yet, but the first things you want to do on each side, there are some tiny little clips. You're gonna need a pocket screwdriver. This one works really well because it's kind of barely bent on the end, if you can see that, so you can kind of hook it out. But get on each side, you're first of all want to get this top plastic piece off, so you can see where this black tab covers up this part, and there is another one right here, and on each side, and that will take this part off. And what we see here are just pretty simple, I'm sure nowadays there's a printed circuit board or what have you, but anyways, the first thing I noticed was down here at the bottom where the pins actually connect were kind of loose. I'm trying to let this focus here, especially that one right in the middle on the back. So what I did was just take some Fix All adhesive, make sure they were in place, and went from there. Being that pin does not relate to my problem, I do not believe, I started to look elsewhere. Now to go further, there are a couple more tabs, such as this one and this one on each side. It's 2 on each side that you need to undo very carefully. Be careful because I have a 92, so this is now a 22-year-old car. 22-year-old plastic becomes very brittle. And once you undo those, you are left with these. And this is how the switch actually works. If I want the window to go up, you can see these white things move it up and down, down, up, down. So when I take it over here, I can see that when I press up, I want this one, this contact to contact that metal piece over here. This silver piece under here. All of these do give power to the front window, or they connect the front. They all run to this silver thing. And the only thing that I can really think of, since my power window does roll down when I do the I have to hold the harness in. So that's why one reason I glued all these connectors and make sure they're all straight. Mine aren't completely straight yet. I'm going to work that out when I hook it back up. But since I know that I can roll it down, I know I've got that. On the other side, I know, seeing where it attaches right here, goes through to the other side, right there. Yeah, that's right there. That leads to pin, I'm not sure what the number is. I believe that is pin 3, or yeah. Let me see. Let me go back to the manual. And you can see there how it works. Anyway, download the PDF version. It's about 25 megabytes, but is the official Nissan version, the factory service manual. It's free. I'm sure you might already have it even. Since I knew that it would go down and wouldn't go back up, I figured there was a mechanical problem in the switch. But since the switch just moves back and forth, this piece of plastic, I figured it wasn't this thing wasn't making contact the way it was supposed to. So I cleaned it off, and just for added measure, I put a kink in it to where it doesn't have to travel nearly as far as this one does. And this should work. And if nothing else, you can see exactly what the inside of your window switch looks like. Thanks.